loves. Elizabeth here. I'm up in New Hampshire on a beautiful, beautiful end of summer day. And today we're going into a topic. It's less about a practice and more about a thought. More about a thought, a philosophy, an idea, something that when we think of this idea, for me, it lets me remember some things that I usually forget. It lets me receive support in a way that I really appreciate, and it just also lets me see the world in a different way. And so the thought, the idea, which I'll get to in a minute, but is inspired by the quote by Albert Einstein, which is the most important decision we make is whether we believe we live in a friendly or a hostile universe. And for me to take that one step further, for me, the most important decision we make is if we live in a loving universe. And so friendly, a version of loving, right? There are many different kinds of ways to be loved and cared for, and one of them is receiving friendliness, right? But for me, it's really about coming back to and choosing to believe over and over again that we live in a loving universe. So that the universe, which is the something greater than us, right? The energy of the universe. The energy that takes a seed and has it grow into a flower. The energy that is within a baby and we grow into an adult, right? There's a lot of growing happening, like miraculous growing. So this energy, the stuff of the universe that is incredibly creative, incredibly supportive, mysterious at times, not very tangible. But if we choose to believe that the universe or whatever other word we use for the universe is loving, then we have a very different life experience. And I want to be very clear that I don't necessarily mean that the world is loving, right? I think that's important to look for as well. But as we look around our world, we can see a lot of action that is rooted in fear. We can see a lot of experiences where people are acting with, speaking with, thinking with hate or with darkness or with protection and again, my belief is it's all connected to some kind of fear, right? So we look into the world which our human minds have created. Our human minds, I believe, have created these experiences where it doesn't feel loving, right? It doesn't feel friendly. It is very hostile. But I think we give the universe a bad rap because I don't think that's the universe at all. I think that's our beautifully complex minds trying to do the best they can, and in a lot of moments of fear, choosing and turning to and creating pathways of hostility or hatred or resentment or darkness or aggression or all that other stuff that we see in the world. But for me to step back on a daily basis and say, I believe that we live in a loving universe, and that means that love is available for anyone, and that love is available for me. And two things I want you to do, if you want to with me, is just feel into what is your word for what kind of loving universe would you want? Would you want loving and supportive universe? Would you want to feel like you live in a loving and creative universe? If you're feeling a little feisty, do you want to live in a loving and flirty universe? So I always think a combo so that loving gets to appeal to our minds, right? Give us a different dimension of love. But the bottom line is if it's rooted in love, then that's what the stuff of life, the stuff of the universe. So that's the first thing is what kind of universe do you want to believe, choose to believe that you live in, that you're a part of? And then the second thing is, are you open to either receiving signs of that or observing proof of that, right? So again, the more we start to look for something, the more our attention is on something, the more that it starts to pop up, the more that we start to see it, the more we can appreciate it. And then again, we do get to give those gorgeous, fearful mind of ours, right, some more proof of saying, you know what, I get that you're scared. I get that you see a lot of darkness over here, but we're choosing to believe we live in a loving universe. And remember when this happened and you experienced that and you were supported in this way and you witnessed that. So let's all, in whatever way we want, in whatever language we want, choose to believe we live in a loving universe and keep an eye out for that so it can grow. So that not only do we live in a loving universe, but we start to live in a world that is more and more loving. So let me know your thoughts on this. I'm eager to hear, and edit it as you wish. And I wish you the feeling of whatever universe feels the most supportive to you, and for us to know we get to continuously choose that. I'd love to stay connected with you. You can head on over to elizabethjohnson.net and you can sign up for the free newsletter. You can subscribe here to the YouTube channel. You can forward this along any way that you want to stay connected. I would love to stay connected with you. And I look forward to feeling, witnessing, and benefiting from this choice, this belief, this observation that we live in a loving, friendly, kind, compassionate, feisty, creative, beautiful universe. Talk with you soon. Bye.